What's up YouTube? Toy Paws here, and today we're going to take a look at the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Charge Green Ranger. Alright, Riley here comes in the standard Lightning Collection packaging. Excellent art by Tom Whalen, strong stuff on Instagram. Definitely recommend following him, he posts really cool stuff. I sort of wish I'd been hanging on to the packaging for these things since the beginning, but I don't have the space, so unfortunately this is just going in the bin. Riley here comes with two sets of hands, his Dino Charger, the Dino Saber, and the alternate unmorphed head of actor Michael Tabor. Great likeness on the unmorphed head, but for me, it's going straight to the parts bin. Like the other Dino Charge Rangers, he lacks his unique weapon, in this case, the Raptor Claw, and I really hope Hasbro can find a way to get these out at some point. I imagine the extra tooling cost on the chest and the helmets for the Dino Charge figures has caused them to leave the weapons out, but you have to imagine at some point they've at least considered it. I would not be surprised if the tooling for them exists somewhere, so I don't know, maybe we'll get them in a box set or something, but they're very unique weapons and they're a big part of these Rangers, so I really hope we get them at some point. Taking a look at the actual figure, we get the same basic Lightning Collection mold we've seen on Dino Charge Red and Black, with mostly really clean paintwork all around, though there's some very slight fuzzy spray in my figure's chest. The helmet came out incredibly clean and really captures the striking look of the Dino Charge Ranger helmets. The Velociraptor on the chest is also really crisp and looks great. The paintwork extends to the back of the figure, no surprise with this line, but I still have nightmares about when Bandai would leave the paint apps off the back of some figures, so I like to at least point it out. Like every other Dino Charge collection figure aside from Dino Charge Red, the pads on the wrist are left unpainted. It's not a huge deal since I am used to it by now, and it's an easy fix if you have a Gundam marker or something, but it's still something I wish that would have been left on these figures, and the silver gloss on the gloves is just a really distinctive part of these suits. The other really big difference that I noticed right away, and it's really weird, is that Green Ranger's gloves are much brighter white than the other Dino Charge Rangers, and it's not a terrible thing, it's not bad, but I definitely noticed it right away. And it just kind of adds to one of my major nitpicks with this line in general, is that the paint apps across figures and teams are just inconsistent. And you've never seen one Ranger, I don't think any of the teams in any of the lines have had consistent paint apps across the entire team from one Ranger to the next. There's always something off, either be a missing paint app or a messed up paint app. It's always something minor, it's not a huge deal, but you know, it's something that, you know, we're collectors, we this is what we do, we look at these things. So this is another one of those examples where just something changed from one figure to the next, and again, it's noticeable, not a huge deal, but it's something to point out. The other noticeable difference comes with his accessories, specifically the Dino Charger and the Saber. While the paint apps are consistent, the Dino Charger is noticeably gummier and it's a brighter green plastic as opposed to the duller yellow. And because of this, a lot of the details on the Morpher are a little bit harder to see. The thing was already mostly on paint anyway, but now it's even harder to notice the sculpted details, and that's kind of a bummer. Now this kind of thing definitely feels like the Bandai days, and you know, I can live with these figures not having a SH Figure Arts paint job. I get these are lower price point. I just wish that in this case it was a little crisper like the previous Ranger figures, Sabers or whatever, or Chargers or whatever. It's not terrible, it doesn't look awful. My lights, I think, make it look a little worse than it does in person. It looks a little washed out here, but the more annoying thing is that the plastic's really gummy on mine and he keeps dropping it. I guess that's better than it being super brittle and breaking, so I don't know. I don't know if this is a cost-cutting measure or what the deal is, but again, it is noticeable, something to keep in mind. Articulation is standard for the Lightning Collection. Head is on a ball joint with a silver at the neck. The figure can look up, left, right, all around. Arms extend out to about here at the shoulder. Double jointed elbows. Swivel at the bicep. Wrist is a peg with a hinge. Ball joint at the chest. The figure can do the splits to about here. Thigh and boot cuts. Double jointed knees. and of course ankle pivot and ankle rockers. It's a solid figure overall and essential if you're building out the Dino Charge Rangers for the Lightning Collection. At this point, it's pretty much become clear what we can expect from the Lightning Collection, and while I wish the cost-cutting stuff wasn't increasingly so obvious, it's nice at least that the figures are maintaining the articulation and the sculpts that have made them so fun to handle. And I think as long as we keep that baseline level of what this line is, I think it'll continue to be an essential line for any Power Rangers fan. Oh, and he also comes with this green energy effect that we've seen with about 7 other Rangers at this point. Same exact mold as we've seen with other ones, it's just in green plastic instead of the blue or red or green as we've seen before. So nothing new there, but I wanted to make sure I mentioned it. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I honestly really appreciate it. Please check me out on Instagram at ToyPulse, and please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell. And let me know in the comments, are you building out the Dino Charge Rangers for the Lightning Collection? What Ranger team do you of Hasbro will get to next? Let me know in the comments, and as always, take care and